Hello and welcome to another vlog series. So unfortunately it isn't travel day today and it's not even pre-travel day. So I'm starting this vlog 60 days out from our first reservation. So we are booked into Kidani Village over at the Animal Kingdom resort area. So 60 days before, and those of you in the know will know 60 days is a pretty special number because that is the amount of days before where you can start to book your dining reservations. So guests staying on Disney property can book their dining reservations 60 days out from their check-in date, and then what you can do, you can actually book your dining for the whole of your trip up to 10 days. So if you're staying more than 10 days, then yeah, you need to add some on. But yeah, pretty good. If you're staying off property, we often stay off property as well. The window to book is 30 days, so that's fine. 30 days is still okay, but 60 days is great because it really helps to get those really hard to snag reservations. So I'd be thinking Space 220 over at Epcot, a lot of the character dining, definitely 1900 Park Fair, Topolino's, I think it's quite busy with their character breakfast, and also Crystal Palace with the Winnie the Pooh characters in Magic Kingdom. So a lot of the character dining books up early. So I've got an idea of what we want to book. I've got a little list, so I just need to spend the next hour or so just sort of planning what days we want to go where and what sort of times, where we want to go for breakfast. We're not really into meeting the characters all that much. However, we will have our nephew with us on this trip, so we do want to do a character breakfast, and we've picked Topolino's to do that. So that's over at the Riviera Resort, and we will actually be staying there when that reservation comes. Well, I'm saying this, hopefully I can snag the reservation. I'm sure we will. Yeah, so that's at the top of the Riviera Resort, so that will be at Topolino's Terrace for their character dining, and that's the Fab Four they call it, so Mickey, Minnie, and then I think it's Pluto, Donald, could be Goofy and Donald, but yeah, we'll see. So, the reservations for dining go live at 6 AM Orlando, so Florida time, so Eastern time basically. So I worked out that will be 11 AM here. I might be on a train by then, so I'll be making use of the My Disney Experience app, and I'll show you all about that. But then if we just click on this tab here, this is your plans. So you can see you've got who's going, your resort hotel, so that's already sorted, so that's no problem. We're buying our park tickets separately to Disney this time, so we're getting them through, I think it's attraction tickets, but yeah. And then park reservations, yes, we do not need those. So they're a thing of the past for us, that's all COVID times. And then over here you've got dining, so click making a reservation, and then you can see how many people are going in your party, and then if you click across on the calendar, so you can see, so over at May, so at the moment you can only book up until the 4th of May, so that's the 6-day window, and then here, it's not highlighted just yet, it's still shaded out, but that will go live hopefully at 11 o'clock our time here in the UK, and then we'll be able to book our dining reservations for the entirety of our trip. Well, I say entirety, I think it might miss off the last day, but that's cool. We're staying at we're staying off property for the first few days when we arrive anyway, so around here, so we arrive here on the 2nd, and we're staying on International Drive for a couple of nights, actually 3 nights, and then we check in on the 5th over here. So if you've never had to book your Disney dining before, don't panic, it's not as stressful as it sounds. The 60-day mark is really important because you can then book those really hard to get reservations, but there are so many restaurants there, you will definitely be able to find somewhere to eat. It's not a state of that, it's just if you can get your first choices on table dining. And when I say table dining, so there are different categories when it comes to dining at Disney World. I'll show you on the laptop actually, and we can see what's what. So here we are on the trusty laptop. So yeah, this is the dining page on the My Disney Experience. So as I said, you can get the My Disney Experience app, which I definitely recommend. You pretty much have to have that to go to Walt Disney World. So the different types of dining over here. So you've got your table service. So this is sit-down meal where you make a reservation. Well, often need to make a reservation, and it's a menu, and you go like that, and you get served at the table. You've got quick service, so this is like your chicken tenders and fries. There's loads and loads of quick service around. But it's not just those. So in Epcot, for example, the quick service is amazing because you've got the different quick service from around the world. So you can get quick service Chinese, Japanese, fish and chips in the UK pavilion. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to do that if you're from the UK. And over in Animal Kingdom, their quick service is incredible. There's some really, really lovely morsels on the menus over there. And then you've got your character dining. As I said earlier, they can be quite difficult to get, difficult reservations to get, but there's plenty of those. They're normally quite pricey as well. And then you've got your fine dining, your signature dining. So this is often like Michelin star restaurants and the absolute top creme de la creme. Then over here you can do a filter, so you can go by a price range over here on the right. You can also look at what area you're going to be in. So if you're going to be in a theme park, then look at where you are, or if you're in Disney Springs, or you can. I mean, I don't use this very often. Looking at what type of cuisine you want, so I don't really use that all that much. But yeah, that's how you can like filter it down and see about your dining. So it is now 10:59 a.m. UK time. I thought I might be on a train by now, but luckily I'm not. So I can do the reservation bookings on the laptop. Just keeping an eye on the time, see when it flips over to 11 a.m. And then hopefully there won't be any delay with it. We're still on 10:59, and hopefully I've worked out my timings correctly. Using Google, trusty Google. No, we're still on 10:59, guys. So this is really exciting because you can see on here now on the calendar, when you go to reserve dining, you can see, so from the 5th, that's when we check into our resort hotel. And then you can see the next few days have been lit up on here as well. I thought we could book for the 10 days, but maybe not. But anyway, so we've definitely got some that we can book here. So let's have a look and see what we can find. So let's take a look and see what reservations we can get today. So you just go onto the Walt Disney World website, and over on the right-hand side, you've got the My Disney Experience section. So this is basically the app as well. The only thing is, dining doesn't work very well on the app making reservations. It's great for quick service and mobile order, but it isn't great for making reservations because it always takes you to your Safari page or a browser, basically. So here I am on the trusty laptop. So you just go down here to My Plans. So I've already clicked on that today. So underneath this beautiful view, you've got your plans that you've already made, and they all appear just underneath here. So let's click on Dining, make a reservation, and let's see what's available. So first of all, you've got to select how many people are going. So we've got 4 people in our party who are going. And you'll notice up here it says including infants. Now, this isn't Disney trying to take your money and charge for like a 1-year-old's meal or even below. This is just so there's enough space at the table, because those high chairs do take up space. They take up the space of a regular chair. So you're still going to have to declare how many infants you're going to have at your table. You won't be expected to buy food for them. Obviously you can, depending on the child. But yeah, that's why that's on there. So we're just going to click on 4. We've got 4 people going. Down underneath, you've got your dates. And we're going to click onto, it's the Thursday we want. Yep, so Thursday the 8th. We would like. So this restaurant we would like to get is Tony's Town Square, and this is in Magic Kingdom. It's actually on the parade route, and we would love to watch the parade while we're having our lunch. It may not happen, but we'll see where we're sat. So we're going to click on the afternoon session here, so the lunch session. Now, this is going to bring up all the restaurants in Disney World. So there's a lot of places. So we need to get over here on the left-hand side and do a bit of filtering. So click on your filters. There are loads and loads of filters you can do. So you can even filter by cuisine type. So African, American, Asian. If you suddenly wake up and think, oh, I want some Mexican, then whack that in there. But we're not worried about that today because we know where we're going to book, hopefully. So we want to go for the Magic Kingdom area. This is another thing you can do. You can go by the area. So if we click on Magic Kingdom area, that's going to automatically filter underneath. Now, this isn't going to just bring up the restaurants within that park because it says area. It's going to bring up the restaurants in the Magic Kingdom area. So this includes the resorts as well. So the first one on there is Ohana. So that's over at the Polynesian resort. So that is on the Skyliner route. So that's classed as a Magic Kingdom resort. Other Magic Kingdom resorts are the Contemporary, the Grand Floridian, and also I'm pretty sure Wilderness Lodges as well. Let's see what I can see on here. Yeah, here we are. So Storybook Dining at Artist Point with Snow White. That looks amazing as well. I might need to have a look at that at some point. But yeah, that's over at Wilderness Lodge. So it's not just the restaurants within that theme park. So what we'll do, we'll just keep scrolling down and find Tony's Town Square Restaurant. Here we are. Lots of time slots available. So let's have a little look. Get some more times on there. So the parade goes at 3 p.m. So I'm wondering if we book for maybe 5 to 2. Yeah, 1:55 p.m. If I click on that, then what we can do, we can start our lunch. Or actually, we probably nearly finish our lunch by the time the parade makes its way along. It'd be amazing if we were sat in the window so we could watch it from the comfort of the restaurant. But if not, we can always go out onto the terrace, which is just outside of the restaurant. So you've got options on here for add-ons like the Mickey Mouse Celebration Cake, which is $39 per cake. And you can also pop in here any dietary requirements and accessibility requests. So wheelchairs, or maybe you've got someone in your party who has to transfer from a mobility scooter or can't walk very far. So you can always put those in there as well. And we will click continue. So that is all confirmed. All I did on the previous screen was just put in some personal information. So I had to put in my mobile number or cell number. So just make sure you put the country code where you're from in on there correctly. This is so Disney restaurants can contact you about your reservation. It's normally if you check in and your table isn't quite ready, then the restaurant can message you when it is ready. It's a really good service. But I did hear last year some UK guests saying that they never get the messages from the restaurants. So we always got them completely fine and they were really convenient. So just make sure you put your details in correctly. And you also just have to confirm the debit or credit card on your account. So this won't get charged. This is just in the case of cancellation and you cancel too near the time, or heaven forbid, a no-show at the restaurant. I'll talk later on about how to avoid those charges. But yeah, it's really no big deal at all. Just make sure your card's in date and it's not going to expire that month, which I found out it was expiring. So I had to quickly change it. But there you go. And those reservations, as soon as you've made a reservation, it'll immediately appear in future plans on your My Disney Experience app, or if you're on the laptop, on the My Disney Experience website. Happy days. Be aware of family style meals. So this is something we're not that used to in the UK. It's where a large platter of food is brought out to your table for all of your party to enjoy. Often the food is brilliant and there's a lot of it and no one will go hungry. However, it's not for everyone having like a mountain of food in front of them. So just make sure you know what you're getting before you make your reservation, or just research before you go. An example of this would be Round Up Rodeo Barbecue in Hollywood Studios, and another one, Liberty Tree Tavern, also Golden Horseshoe in Magic Kingdom. So they're great, but they're not for every party. Also buffets. So we're not a huge fan of buffets, but that's just our personal preference. Some families really love them. So just always check your menu before you go to the restaurant, just to make sure you're getting what you think you're going to be getting. Ogre's Cantina. So this is an amazing immersive bar over at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. However, it's all reservations and I highly recommend getting a reservation there. But a lot of the reservations are standing. You can't really request a seated reservation unless you have mobility issues or a reason why you can't stand too long. Also, it is very immersive, so it's quite crammed in, so you could be very close to other people sat at a stool at the bar, or it could be a high top table that you're sat at, or with other people, or stood at, highly likely to be standing. So just be aware of that when you're booking. I know a lot of people get caught out here and they're not too sure about the experience, because I've read a lot of reviews about this place. Don't forget to look at the dollar symbols. This will really help you budget and work out how much you're looking to shell out on that particular meal. Make sure you prioritise the restaurants and book your popular restaurants quickly. Anything with characters booked really fast, especially character breakfast. I think they have a lower price tag, so they're a bit more popular than the main meals. But yeah, anything with characters, get them booked. Timing. So timing is essential, especially where fireworks are concerned. So there are 2 spectacular fireworks shows, one in Epcot and one in Magic Kingdom. And with Epcot, you've got Topolino's Terrace, which has a viewing deck where you can view the Epcot fireworks. And Magic Kingdom has California Grill, which gives you amazing views across the Magic Kingdom, and that's at the top of the Contemporary Resort. And the good news is, at these restaurants, the servers are more than happy to accommodate your firework watching. So they will ask you if you want to pause the meal, hold a course back, just take 10-15 minutes while you watch the fireworks. We've experienced this at both restaurants before, and they're really, really good. And they are fully aware that people will want to be watching the fireworks. Another tip here is as well, the music will get pumped in, so you can enjoy the music along in time with the fireworks and the lasers. And if you have a reservation earlier in the day, and you're not at the restaurant when the fireworks shows are going off, because those reservations can be quite difficult to get, what you can do, if you've booked at that restaurant on that day, you can take your bill or your receipt back, show it to the server or at the front desk, and then you can actually watch the fireworks from the viewing deck. So you can still make use of the viewing deck, but only on that same day, so a real perk there. So cancellation fees. Of course, at some point you might be late for a reservation. So if you are running a bit late, just contact the restaurant and they're normally completely fine and you won't incur any charges. However, if you do want to cancel your reservation, it's fine, plans do change. Just give as much notice as possible. But if you are within the window where you're going to get charged, what you can do instead is modify that reservation and push it to later on in your trip. Then you could either use the reservation, or what you could do is then cancel it when you're outside of the area where you're going to get charged. You will need a valid credit or debit card on your My Disney Experience app loaded on there. This will only get charged if you miss your reservation or cancel it too close to the timing. And also just make sure it's not going to expire anytime soon like mine was. To do anything with dining, so reservations, modifications, cancellations, you've got to do them on a browser on the My Disney Experience page. You can't do them on the app. If you try and do anything with dining on the app, it will automatically direct you to a browser. So just be aware of that. It's nothing going wrong with it. That's just the way it works, basically. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips have helped you plan your delicious Walt Disney World dining. Drop a comment or a question down below, and I'll see you soon.